Hey, what's up? This is Eli from TouchArcade. I'm here with Jared, and we're doing another TA Plays Rewinds here of Canabalt this time, which I don't know if this was the first kind of endless runner single button tap game, but it certainly was the first extremely popular one.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, and it's still a great game. It's still a game that I play all the time, both on my iPhone and iPad. So if for some strange reason you still haven't played this, like here's what Canabalt's like. It's also available as a free Flash game online, so I feel like it'd be pretty weird for anyone out there to not have played Canabalt.
Yeah, and the Flash version is still super fun. Like, I'll come across it on my computer every once in a while and get stuck playing it for like an hour.
Yeah, dude, like that's the thing. Like, you kind of get in the zone when you're playing this game, and you will just, like, what's crazy is that you will go and you'll do terrible, and then you'll just have like one of those miraculous runs that is like farther than you've ever been before, and
that'll
like
make
you won't
you
be able to
keep coming
duplicate
back.
it. You won't be able to explain why you got so far. It just happened, and you just need to move on with your life. Oh, I died.
Did.
Through the game over screen so quickly.
This is definitely one of the classics on the App Store for sure.
Dude, it's so good. And what's interesting about this game is that, so, you know, you look at it as basic level, and it's just an endless runner, right? Like with a kind of like a gray color palette or whatever. But then you kind of like, as you play it more, you know, you start to notice like all this stuff that's going on in the background. Like if you look in the video, you know, there's like little giant robots and stuff like that going to town, and you know, there's just a sense of urgency that the game is putting on you, you know, both because you're running so fast and because, you know, there's like spaceships zooming by and all sorts of crazy junk like that. Windows, the worst. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good example of like a pick up and play mobile game that still somehow manages to have like a story in it, even though it doesn't. Like it's a really weird kind of gray area.
Yeah, the story is like, I mean, it's never revealed what's going on to the world or who you are, what you're running from, or anything like that. It's all kind of just hinted at, and then it's up to you to just figure it out, whatever you think it is, you know. Yeah,
and we've talked to the Semi-Secret guys, and you know, they've this game's actually been popular enough that they've had people write like fan fiction to you know, kind of like write up what they think's going on with the game. And like the coolest one that they ever laid down for me was talking about how this person wrote this thing, how the premise of the game is you are this dude, you know, there's aliens that are invading, and you discover that, like, you know, all of a sudden you have like this superpower, you know, like you're kind of like a heroes thing, you know, like that that show on what's that, an NBC show?
I think so.
Or whatever, where, you know, it's like you discover like at, you know, a time of need that you have this like superpower. So, you know, like you're just running somewhere to get somewhere, but you know, you like the fan fiction ends, you know, you can never do because you know, like the way that they were, oh crap. The way that they wrote their story was, you know, like, you know, of course, you know, since you just now have these powers, like, you know, you don't know how like good they work, or, you know, like how to really master them or anything like that. So like that's where like the arc of like the you finally just like hitting window and dying is concerned, because you just, you know, you have these powers, you need them, you're using them, and there you are. And like I think that's so cool about this game, because like they could have done all of that as, you know, some long-winded cutscene, kind of like Space Miner that we looked at a couple days ago. But that would have been like really heavy-handed and almost out of place for this game, you know?
Yeah.
But since they just set up the framework of like, hey, there's something going down and you got to get away from it, just tap the screen to jump.
Yeah.
Like, you open up that whole imagination of, you know, like whatever else is going on. Like I always kind of looked at this game as like almost like a District 9 kind of thing. Like you saw District 9, the movie, right?
Yeah, I love that movie.
So that was always kind of my thing, was like, well, you know, obviously aliens are invading, like you're running from something. You know, which I guess it's like all you need in a mobile game, right? Because you're playing this for 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
Or whatever. What else do you need?
Well, this is one of those games that's like weird because it was the first really popular runner, and it's so simple. It's just running and jumping, and that's it. But it's got that weird secret sauce that games have from time to time, where there's so much like subtlety to it, where you know, how hard you tap and how high you jump, or how long you hold the screen and stuff like that. There's so much play, whereas you do like a quick little jump or a higher jump, or you can run into the boxes to slow yourself down, which helps you sometimes, and sometimes you need the speed to clear a gap. The roofs are like so many different like heights and stuff like that. Like there's just so many different factors in play that, yeah, it's just like a running and jumping game, but there's tons of subtleties to it. And I think that's why it has such a long lasting appeal, is because you never can truly like master it, you know, because there's not like finite mechanics really.
Maybe it's the same kind of thing that, like, when you go back and you play like Super Mario World or whatever like that, like, you know, at its core, it's an exceptionally basic little side scroller, right? But then, you know, you have all these other like little secret things, like, you know, learning how to control like the flight cape really, really well, and you know, things like that. I feel like this game has a really similar appeal to it. And honestly, like, I don't know if, like, so after this came out, you know, it got really popular, and then of course, like the way the App Store works, everyone decided, hey, Canabalt did really well, like, let me make my own Endless Runner, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think any of them ever came close to being like as good as this one is on a like a mechanics level.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like, they were cooler ones that had, you know, like weird little gimmicks, you know, like whether you're like, what was that one where you're playing like that one that got released in the last like maybe year or so, where you were like a gorilla chasing after like monkeys or whatever. I think it was free to play.
There was Banana
I
Kong.
don't know. Yeah, that was it. And then you know you have like the Mega Run iterations and stuff like that. But like, I just, the problem is like all the developers tried to add something to the formula, but in the process kind of missed what makes Canabalt so good, is that it is so simple.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like finely tuned, like completely finely tuned, more than any other runner game, I think.
Yeah, and see, like, now that I'm doing really good, you can see there's like an alien mothership in the background, and you know, the game just kind of like keeps feeding you these tiny little like weird little elements, like, you know, well, why is there a bomb there? I don't know. And there's a obstacle too that I don't know if we'll be able to see. It seems exceptionally random, where like the actual building will tear away and you'll just have like this weird little claw thing to jump on and stuff like that. Man,
yeah, you gotta really be on your toes in this game.
And what's crazy, there's audio cues for both of those too. So like the building thing, you hear like this little like girder kind of like bending steel noise. Like the first time you hear it, you'll know what it is.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
The one thing that's killing me about this is it doesn't have widescreen support yet, and you know, that for me that's a big deal. And I do have it on my iPad, but I play iPhone games more, so I would play this a lot more if it had widescreen, and it's supposed to. Like Adam Saltzman mentioned a long time ago, I think, that he was going to add it, but you know, he's always got so many things going on that I don't know what happened to it. And then there's like some new version of Canabalt that came out on the Ouya or something weird.
Yeah.
And
like
it's
Pro,
like HD
they added
or
all
Pro
sorts
or something.
of crazy junk to it.
Yeah, I really hope that comes to the App Store someday too, because that'll kind of answer my problems. But
I mean, I'd even rebuy that as a sequel. Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Charge
definitely
money for it. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's you know, that's something we're talking about too. Is that this game was $3, and that made a lot of people mad.
That was super controversial.
I wonder if all the people that got so angry about Canabalt being $3 are playing freemium games right now and are happy.
Yeah, see, like that's one of those really interesting things about the history of the App Store. Is like, so when this game came out, you know, people looked at it and was like, $3? Are you kidding me? That's insane. Why would anyone pay $3 for this game? And now,
it's a free Flash game, right?
Right, you're right. I mean, like, when we posted about it, like, I even think that we embedded the actual Flash game. So if you like loaded up TouchArcade in your browser and you had Flash, you know, oh, there's the
yeah, there was
the weird alien ship thing. If you loaded up TouchArcade, you know, you could actually just play the game, like, in the browser. Didn't even need to spend money, like, and it was kind of cool because the way they were selling it was like, hey, you know, you can play the game for free online forever. Like, we don't care if you want it on your phone, you know, give us $3. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Which
apparently
that was cool, but
deal.
you know. Yeah, I mean, the backlash of this and similar games of the era, I feel like, really is what kind of spurred the whole free-to-play movement, where it's like, developers eventually came to the conclusion where it's like, all right, well, if we're going to get pushback on charging money for our games, let's just charge nothing and see where that goes. So
yeah, that's kind of definitely part of it.
One of those things kind of made our beds. Now we're sleeping in it. We got it's Madden NFL 25.
Let's not even talk about that. But when I think about how many hours I've put into this game, which is crazy to even think that you can put hours upon hours into a game this simple. But I have.
Dude, I couldn't even estimate how many hours I've been playing this game over the course of the last 4 years it's been out or whatever.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I've got my money's worth 100,000 times over.
Yeah, actually, there's a part of me that's kind of glad that it doesn't keep persistent stats for how much time you spent playing.
Yeah, that would suck.
Pretty sure I'd be pretty depressed with my life as a whole if I learned that I spent the last 3 years playing a combined 87 hours of Canabalt.
I would not be surprised though.
No, not at all. Because it's just one of those games where you can just totally zone out and just keep playing. If you got time, it doesn't matter. And they do a good enough job with the scenery generation that it never feels the same at all. Yeah. I mean, you eventually see the alien mothership when you hit 5,000 we're seeing again right now. But aside from that, the buildings, everything's always random. So.
Yeah, such a good game. I really want a widescreen version so I can play it on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. So overall, I would say Canabalt, often imitated, never duplicated.
There you go. Cliche.
And it's even actually, it's even available now as open source. If you just look up Canabalt source in Google, or I think it's on GitHub actually. You can totally pick this game apart and see what makes it tick. And I'd love for someone to do that and maybe make something better. I still think there's room for fun little premium games like this in the App Store.
Yeah.
Man, look at how awesome I'm doing, Jared.
What's your high score?
The best run yet. The highest I've ever gotten is just a hair over 12,000. And that's one of those things that that was really close. That I've never ever been able to duplicate.
Yeah. I'm not even sure what my high score is anymore. I'd have to look it up, but I don't know. You might get there, man.
Another problem is I've played this on every iOS device I've ever owned, so I'm sure I've lost my stupid local leaderboards and everything like that. Probably. Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
Oh, that was a good run though.
So yeah, that's Canabalt. And as far as endless runners are concerned, it does not get more classic than this. If you don't have this game on your iPhone or iPad, you really need to think about it. Get over the fact that it costs money and just download it, because it is one of the best, if not the best, side-scrolling endless runners there is. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep, I agree.
So check it out.